Hello again. Uh, who am I? I am nobody. But if you want to refer to me as someone in the comments, you can refer to me as D, Durun, or MHA guy. So Sober October. Gonna participate this time as I feel like my life needs a shakeup other than just starting this channel. I decided this was coming up and November's coming up after that, so kind of a good lead-in to do a couple things and do some daily vlogs and try and make some changes in my life. See if we can get some more positive influences and results, I guess. Tried my focus. Anyway, so what is Sober October? Turns out it originally only started in 2014. I didn't even realize it wasn't even 10 years old. I thought it'd been around for a lot longer than that. Is a fundraising campaign for cancer originally, or is just a way of checking in with yourself and your relationship with alcohol, I guess, primarily. That's what it's for, but as I'm going to go into, I'm going to give up a bunch of stuff. So why limit yourself, right? Benefits, I guess, for Sober October. These are probably mostly related to alcohol, but they're probably going to relate to a lot of the other stuff I'm going to give up as well. So apparently more energy, which should be nice, as I'm tired all the time. I've been really tired this year. I don't know why. Probably getting older, obviously, but better sleep. Sleep's super important, and my sleep sucks. So anything I can do to make my sleep better is amazing. Improved concentration would be nice to focus on other things that I'll explain later. I guess cholesterol goes down, risk of cancer goes down. Those are nice. I'm not a big drinker anyway, but that's besides the point. Apparently, more control over your emotions, which is my big stumbling block these days, as having the mental health issues I have, depression and anxiety, OCD, ADHD, probably some other quirks too that I'm not aware of or diagnosed, but better control over emotions would be awesome given the stuff I've been through recently. So to not make the same mistakes. Apparently less irritable and less anxiety. Less anxiety is always a plus, especially if you have anxiety disorder. So didn't realize alcohol was a big driver of that, but I'm not a big alcoholic anyway, so I wouldn't even say I'm an alcoholic, but we're gonna give it up for a month anyway. And improvements to your immune system, which just kind of makes sense if you're not poisoning your body constantly, right? So being held accountable, I guess that's the weird thing because I'm doing it by myself. I did ask a couple friends to jump in. One flat out said no to the booze because they'd say they're an alcoholic, so they might try and give up smoking though because they're not smoking much anyway. And the other one thinks it'd probably be a good idea to quit drinking for a month, but doesn't know. So what am I giving up? Well, obviously booze. I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big drinker anyway. I drink light beer because if I drink regular beer, I get headaches after a couple, and it's just no fun. And I'm not a type of person who drinks to get smashed or anything like, because that affects my anxiety if I feel like I'm losing control of myself. So I tend not to drink too much anyway. You know, just get a good buzz on, and that's about it. I'm not the blackout drunk kind of person, at least not since high school. So next, weed. I'm gonna give up weed. I only recently started smoking again after 22 years because weed back in the day is what kicked off my anxiety disorder. So most times I would smoke weed, I'd have a 4-hour panic attack, which is not fun. So obviously I gave up weed. But today, with legal weed and regulation here in Canada, I tried out these CBD/weed joints where they're mostly CBD with only a small little bit of weed. Like the first ones I tried were like 8% THC. And I did have some little anxiety issues, but the next ones I tried were only 4%. And I've had none with those, and they help me sleep. But again, I'm gonna give it up for a month. Just throw it on the pile. Big one, coffee. I've been drinking coffee again for the last couple of years because I've been smoking and because it's cheaper than other drinks at local places. So I had to give up coffee years ago because I noticed it directly affected my anxiety, and it was probably because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't in any kind of shape. I walk now a lot, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm back down. Well, I just put on 2 pounds, but I'm back under 200. So, but I noticed after a couple days without coffee, I noticed a significant drop in my like normal anxiety. So I was like, crap, I guess I have to give up coffee. So I did for like over a decade, and give it up again at a coffee adjacent energy drinks. So I've been into the energy drinks this year because I found a couple that weren't polluted with garbage and were actually okay. But now I drink the ones that are polluted with garbage too. So we're just gonna stop all that for now. How do I phrase this for YouTube? No adult material for the month and no self gratification for the month, um, which I guess is a big problem mentally. It has a lot of detrimental effects, and I don't know what they are, so we'll give those up for the month as well. See how that goes. And the other one that I already mentioned, sort of, was related to coffee, is smoking, and I can't just quit. Can't just shut that off. That's just not a thing. But with the dropping the coffee, you see, the problem is when I have a coffee, I'll smoke like 3, 4, 5 cigarettes during said coffee, which of course doesn't last an hour. So that's a lot of smoking. So I figure if I quit the coffees, I can get back on my non-smoking plan, which is pretty simple. It's how I quit the first time back in 2008. Is basically you start out with a minimum time between cigarettes, let's say an hour, and you do that for a week, like at least 1 hour in between cigarettes. You can go longer, it's fine. Like if you're busy, you can't smoke, whatever, but you don't get the like bank time for later. So there goes the train. Hopefully that doesn't affect this too much. Um, so, and then each week you add more minutes in between. I usually go with 15. So the next week would be an hour 15, and then the next week would be an hour and a half, and so on and so forth. So you get to the point where you're only smoking a few a day, and then you just quit. So I'm going to start that process again. And October 20th, this isn't really giving anything up. It's just to help that I signed up for a gym, and it opens on October 20th. So I may have to do this whole video again, depending on how loud that train is, which would suck. So what am I going to do with all this extra time and money? Well, not money, because I'm in the hole, so I'm actually just trying to get out of the hole, so this will help me there. And we're going to focus more on the channels. I'm going to try and get involved more locally. I've been trying to volunteer again. I used to volunteer for a company called Shelter Movers, and they help move abused women out of homes, like basically like free moving company. But my back's been bad, so I haven't been able to do that. So I'm looking to get into other things. And street interviews, of course. I got to get off my butt and go out and do some of that as well. So if you're local in Halifax and you see this, and if you know a good spot where I could set up to possibly get street interviews, like what's a good location to just kind of randomly get people to chat with you on camera, I'd love to know. So let me know in the comments. And also let me know in the comments if you're participating in Sober October and what you're going to give up. Obviously, booze is the main one, but you can give up anything, right? It's just kind of like a check-in, right? See how you're doing. So hopefully there'll be some good mental health benefits to this, but we'll see as we go along. The idea is to do a daily vlog, so to check in every day. Probably do it at the end of the day. Let's just say how the day went. They probably won't be very long, as I don't do a whole lot, so there might not be much to say. But thanks for checking this out. We'll see how Sober October goes. There'll be links below, other places you can find me. Normally I stream on Twitch, but not so much lately. But with this month coming up, maybe I'll try and get refocused on that, or try out Kick or something else. I don't know. Maybe try and learn how to edit if I can't find an editor. I need an artist, and I need, what was the other thing? Oh, any tech help. Jesus, making anything on the tech side, social media, that kind of stuff would be greatly appreciated. If anybody had any comments for that sort of thing, because the idea, of course, is to get the message out and raise awareness for mental health issues. So we're going to latch on to Sober October and give it a go. And one of the reasons I should let you know is why I have so many things I'm going to give up is I don't expect to make it for all of them. So I would like to succeed at something. So I've given myself a lot of options to succeed at least something, right? But as always, if you feel like nobody and you feel like your mental health is at risk or you're in distress, just remember that you should talk because someone will listen.